Hi. Hi, everybody. It is a podcast.
Wow, dude. That felt that felt problematic, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, I am problematic, as
Yeah,
we'll
that's
as
good.
we'll we're gonna soon learn. Hello,
Perfect.
everybody. I'm Shane,
And I'm Kyle.
and we're late for band practice.
Hmm.
Ah, buddy.
Why?
It's been a while. It's been a few weeks.
Yeah, and it's been
I've
it's
been on vacation. You've been on vacation. You've
I
been to
feel
a
like
wedding.
I feel like this is my fault.
Well, yeah. Everything is your fault. So
Yeah.
we're just
Well,
begin with
cancer,
that.
world hunger, AIDS, child
Racism,
abuse. Yeah.
sexism,
Yeah. No,
fascism.
oh, for sure. Um, what else is there? Ageism.
All the
Speak
isms are
Yeah,
Kyle's fault.
I know.
Just
No,
all the bad isms.
well, I was out of town. I was in Hawaii, so we couldn't do a podcast. And then I came back in town, and then you and I hung out in Vegas, which hindsight, we should have done a podcast.
Yeah, I just thought of that too. It's like shit, man. Yeah, totally didn't even think about that.
And then I came back in town from Vegas, and then I turned around and flew to Nashville and hung out with you again, with you and Aaron to go to a
Yeah.
wedding. So I was basically gone all of November. So
Well,
apologies.
it's been a while since I've seen you. What, maybe a year? It was a whole year since I've seen you in person. So we had to get in our like hangout time.
Was it really a year?
All in a. Has it been?
No, because didn't you? We did something. I don't know. Something happened. Fucking.
Well, you hadn't been back to Nashville in 6 years, which is
Yeah,
crazy to think about.
I know. I know. I don't recognize it.
Yeah, tell me your thoughts. So it's been 6 whole years since you had moved to LA
Dude.
and
Yeah.
you came back to Nashville. Tell you the truth, I don't even know what's changed because I only know the route to work and back home.
Right.
And so I've rarely been downtown. I've only been downtown maybe twice in the span of like 5 years.
Oh,
And
dude.
in that span, I it is unrecognizable.
It's crazy. Like just the wedding was in Spring Hill, but when we had the bachelor party, we went downtown. Um I don't recognize the skyline. Like driving into downtown, I'm like, I don't even know where I am. It's just a bunch of like high-rise apartments now. And then we went to this is for Nashville people, but we went to what used to be 12th and Porter,
Oh man,
the best music venue in town.
that was such a good venue. I loved 12th and Porter so
Yeah.
much.
And now it's called it's a nightclub called Night We Met, and they haven't changed anything about the inside. Like it's still the same setup where the bar is, that big open wall where you walk into like where the venue space would be.
Yeah.
But it's just a nightclub now. Like there's like a Afro house DJ and people
Well, I'm
dancing
glad they're
there.
keeping it music related, and
Yeah.
not like, not like some failing Italian restaurant or something.
For sure. Yeah, but then when you walk outside, what used to be like a dirt parking lot where everyone would park and these like overpasses is now just all again high-rise buildings with restaurants at the bottom. I felt like I was in LA. It was weird. I was like, I recognize this, but I don't recognize this at all.
Yeah, Nashville is a very weird time right now because even in like the the rural areas, you'll see like houses that have been around since 1930,
Yeah.
and then literally right next to it is like a very modern, like doesn't even have a roof. It's like the square
Yeah. Mhm.
kind of like LA looking like apartment buildings, but it's not
Yeah.
an apartment building, it's a house.
Yeah.
Like it's very modern style, and it's like this is very weird. This is
Yeah, that's how it was when because I went to check on my house and I got lost because I had to second guess where I was turning because none of the landmarks or the businesses or the houses that I used to recognize are there because it's all just high-rise apartments. It's wild.
It's so crazy. So crazy, man.
Um,
And
Question.
yeah.
Do you get a lot of shit for being an only child?
Dude, you know what's funny? I was actually talking about someone at work about that a little bit ago. I can't remember what the conversation entailed, but she did ask me if I was an only child. And I did want to ask her like what was it about my personality that makes you like, "Oh, I'm assuming, or I'm going to ask him if he was an only child.
Yeah, I don't understand, well, maybe 'cause, we're only children, but I don't understand where the slander comes from, and honestly, I think it's just jealousy. Like, "Oh, I'm sorry I didn't have to fight for my parents' love. Oh, I'm sorry Christmas was all about me. Oh, I'm sorry that my parents are just proud of me because I exist," you know?
Yeah, I do think only children have, because my wife is an only child too. Ash is an only child, and
Oh,
so we have a thing together that we both have this understanding of like each other's space.
yeah.
Like we have this understanding, like, hey, I'm just gonna chill for a second, and we don't get all like butthurt about it. When like other couples that have had like brothers and sisters and like has that strong social dynamic, when someone says, hey, I just need some me time, they see that as an insult, or they see it as like a oh, you don't want to hang out with me kind of thing. But we
No,
don't have
yeah.
that.
No, not at
It's like
all.
we have a complete understanding. It's like, look, I just need to chill and have no ties to any social anything right now and just veg for a moment.
Yeah, and I would be willing to bet that only children are the, most creative, because we had
Ooh,
no choice but to just, like, make stuff up.
because we were
Live it
bored.
Yeah. So, I won't stand for only child slander. And we know how to share.
What made you bring that up?
I don't know, I was talking. Someone was we were talking about children with, I forgot what it was, brothers and sisters, and I mentioned I was the only child, and they're like, "Oh, that must have sucked." I was like, "No, it was awesome, dude."
No, only children, being an only child is awesome. Like
So
I can just tell you, it was, well, let me with good parents. Like if you had good parents that actually cared and loved you, then
It's true,
only
yeah.
being an only child is awesome. If you did not have such good parents and they ignored you and they beat you or they did something terrible to
Yeah.
you, then yeah, your life sucked.
Yeah, because
But
that could be real lonely if, like, your
it could
parents are like,
get,
"Alright, see ya, bye."
yeah. And if you had like brothers and sisters to like help you during that
Mhm.
time, it would have been better. So I think being an only child only is awesome if you have parents that actually love you and care for you.
Isn't that the truth? I will say the cons to being an only child, though, is you're the only person who's, like, responsible for taking care of your parents, though, as they age. Like, that all
Yeah.
falls on you.
Yeah. Well, my I actually talked with my mom and dad about this. Like, so what's gonna happen like when you both aren't here anymore? And they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
we'll figure that out later. Well, like, later's
No,
coming soon.
and you won't figure it out later because you'll be gone. I'll be have to
So
figure that out, yeah.
one of the things, because I asked him like, okay, so like, I hate to get all dark here, but like, what happens if, dad dies? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, and she says, well, we're both gonna donate our bodies to science. And I'm like, what? It's like- so yeah, so once we're gone,
Mhm.
they'll take our bodies, and you won't have to worry about a funeral. You don't have to worry about anything like that. A casket. You're just donating our bodies to science. And I'm like, and you signed the
Wow.
paperwork. And I'm like, and they're like, and didn't discuss this with me at all. You're
Yeah,
just like, yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
you're gonna show up to a funeral and like, where are they? They're like, "Oh, no, they're being used, to see what happens with high ballistic missiles hit the human body." Oh. So so mom and dad are just pieces. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know how to feel about that, because on a practical level, like, yeah, like, why not? Because why not donate your body to something useful as opposed to just being buried in the ground and or cremated, and then,
Yeah.
like, what use does that have other than a sort of religious, depending on what religion you're in,
Right.
and this, how you think of what you think the soul is, or soul's relation to the body after
Right.
death. Practically speaking, once you're dead, just your body is not useful.
You're just a m yeah, you're just like you're like a rotting meat suit.
Y- I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you're like mulch for the ground. Yeah, I don't know, that's you know, I saw speaking this is so poignant, amazing. I saw a video online of a guy at a funeral rolling up to the funeral, and he started beating the casket with a baseball bat, like, putting chips and breaking it, and everyone and he would hit it, and he'd be like, "Now bury it." And he'd keep hitting it, and people were like, "Alright, relax." But no one was, like, really freaking out, and then when I looked in the comments, apparently that funeral home had been notorious for after they put the casket in the ground, after the funeral's over, they take the casket out, dump the body, and resell the casket. So
Oh,
he was
dude, that's
making
super
sure
illegal though.
I know, but he was making sure he's like, "No, I paid for this casket, and I'm gonna destroy it so you can't resell it, so now you have to bury it."
Wow.
I know, I was like, "Alright, that's pretty gangster."
See, I think that's what my parents are trying to avoid because,
Right, right.
enough of their friends have passed, because they're in their
Mhm.
70s. And so they've seen like how stressful, planning for a funeral, getting a casket, like
Right.
all of that is.
And when it's
And,
dirty too, because like,
and they
they
see the dark
know.
side of it all too
Yeah, they
throughout all
know you're
that.
grieving, and they're like, "Well, for a couple thousand more, your dad could really be in this oak casket instead of this cedar casket." You're like, "I guess he would like that." It's like, put him in a
They play
cardboard
on your
box.
grief. They
Yeah,
it's you're in the most vulnerable position you possibly can be in
yeah.
emotionally. And so like that's primed to make bad
That's so
decisions.
messed up, dude. Yeah, no, I'm gonna say, "Hey, do you have the DIY special? You guys got a shovel around here? I'll do it. Give me all." Yeah, like
That is like, this is something that I think about. I'm like, why not just bury him in the backyard?
And is that legal? Can you just
Can you
bury
do that?
people?
And
Well,
like, can you like sign like a waiver from the government? Like, hey, you know, I'm burying my family
yeah.
in my backyard. It is not a murder.
Like, there's a death certificate and everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Shane? If John Wayne Gacy taught us anything, is that you cannot just bury bodies in your property,
You
so
need to disclose it at the
yeah,
very least.
yeah. But that's
That's
crazy. You should be able to bury people.
I mean, if you own your property and
Yeah,
they're your family members
right.
and they say that in their will that, whatever their dead bodies being used for is your responsibility.
Yeah.
I mean,
But then that's the problem. It's just like the whole, like HOA things in neighborhoods. The reason they have HOAs is because people are stupid and they're gonna ruin it. Like some guy's gonna be like, "Yeah, I'll bury him," and they put him in like a 1 foot shallow grave, and then it rains, and all of a sudden you see grandma floating down the street. Like
yeah,
you have to.
dude, I had this conversation with a younger person at work the other day, and they asked me, why do we have to do this, or why do we have like red lights or something like that?
Mhm.
And it's like, you know why? Because all it takes, because in the beginning we didn't. In the beginning
Yeah,
we just had like a sign.
yeah,
We just had a sign, and then it was fine until one drunk idiot came and killed 3 kids, and
yeah.
then everyone was like, okay, we need something else now. Like, it's always one idiot that ruins it for the rest of the people. Now we
For
have
real.
rules on top of rules, on top of more rules, on top of regulations, on top of more rules. If you
Right,
own a house, all those rules because someone broke the rules.
right, right. Yeah, if you want to understand how stupid people are, the fact that there's a sticker on a chainsaw that says "Do not put fingers on chain while running" should let you know everything that you need to know. Be like, "Oh yeah, dude, don't put my hand on the thing that's spinning a million miles an hour that's made of metal." Okay,
Ah, man.
so
So
anyways,
anyway, so you went to a wedding. How was the bachelor? Okay, so I love weddings
yeah,
in this sense of you get to talk about the bachelor and bachelorette parties. And something insane always happens at bachelor and bachelorette parties. Someone gets lost, someone like some new person enters the chat and you're like, "Who the hell are you?" but they're now a part of the crew. Like,
right. So there were 8 of us, and we got a Airbnb out in the middle of nowhere, which was actually really cool, because it's like, I don't know any of these dudes. I only know my buddy Sammy who's getting married. So I show up and it's like, all right, we're living together in this cabin for the next couple days. So It was cool because you're like forced to have conversation. There's nothing to do out there. There was a fire pit and chairs, so we just put on music and talked. What was cool though is pretty much everyone in the bachelor party were DJs,
Oh, that's cool.
but like actual DJs. They're like artist DJs that write music and perform it. So they in true DJ fashion, they brought like a serious speaker system, like real deal wedges, and they had the CDJ decks out. So pretty much people were just like spinning music 24/7, just taking turns like. So there's always good music going. So that was kind of cool. Everyone got along really well. But we went out. Yeah, we went out for the bachelor party. There was a guy. I met a guy who is, how do I describe him? God, I wish I could pull him up. I don't know what the legalities of that are if we just like show this dude on our podcast. But anyways, imagine the most like mythical creature, if I can describe him. Okay. He loves anime.
Okay.
He's like a, a cool looking white dude who's got a bleached mullet.
Bleach mullet, got it.
Right.
Shave sides, mullet,
Yeah.
like long hair.
Bleached, yeah. Long, bleached, got these like cool earrings in. Wears these like insane, he has like these cool like purple pants that are like patches of different anime scenes. And
Was he a
and like
part of the bachelor party
yeah,
crew?
and
Okay.
like mesh tank tops and like he brought his, that one wheel that you just like ride around on.
Mm-hmm.
We're out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, his name is Steven. He's awesome. I'm looking around from like, where'd he go? And we look down at the pond, down at the like just so far away, and you just see his little. He's just like around the pond on his one wheel. He's like the most free human I've ever met. Anyways, we went on we went out for the bachelor party, and he just like disappears. We're like, where'd he go?
I knew it. And someone always
Yeah.
disappears.
He just disappears. And we're like, I guess. And I was asking, they're like, oh, he does it all the time. He always goes on side quests. We're like, okay. So we're dancing and having a good night, I mean, the bachelor is drinking. I mean, people are just like giving him shots. He's getting lit. Steven shows back up out of nowhere with this story of like, we went to this random person's house and then met some friends and they went to this party and then he met up with us. And then the bachelor, of course, got sick and we had to turn home back. But you know what's crazy is you would be shocked at how many electronic music venues there are now in Nashville. I don't know if like the house DJ culture is like a big thing there now, but we went to like 3 different places where the whole point was house music. One of them was like an underground cool like place that was for like really up and coming bands. 12th and Porter is just a house place now. It's very interesting.
That's pretty cool.
I didn't feel a single thing of country where we were. There was not a cowboy hat or a yeehaw.
Well, that's kind of like how it was when we were starting to get up here in Nashville, when we moved out here in 2006. And it was like kind of an interesting mix of like rock and then also dance. Like that started to populate and started to overtake all the country bars.
Yeah, it was very interesting. So anyways, now that I'm reflecting on the story I just told you, I realize that that's probably the most boring story anyone's ever heard in their life because nothing happened.
But you confirmed my hypothesis that at every bachelor/bachelorette party, there's one person that just ends up missing.
I know.
Like they're just gone.
Oh. Yeah, no, we came back to the Airbnb and he was gone again. And in the morning, a random car pulls up and him and a girl get out and she just drops him off. So he must have had a good time, I guess.
Being free,
being free, dude. It's wild. Yeah, he's like the human unicorn. But no, it was fun. It was, and then as a wedding, as you would expect, ceremonies, dancing.
Very well. Very well. I'm glad you had a good time. I also had a good time in Vegas on my vacation. It was very nice.
Tell us about your experience.
I didn't do anything crazy. I was just basically hung out with mom and dad most of the time. We went to that retirement community.
Oh, dude.
That say that my parents are retired performers, but
Mhm.
they play they have a little DJ set for their retirement community,
Yeah.
and they invited both me and Kyle, and so we were the youngest people there by 40 years.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we're 40.
And we're
So
40.
like
Yeah.
and I told and Kyle asked me, he's like, "How old do you have to be here to be in this community?" And I go, 55. And that's 15 years away.
Yeah, still that fucked me up, dude. I re I wish you never told me that. I still think about that. I'm like, I can live here in 15 years, but I'm a
And
child.
in 15 years, you could be in a retirement community.
I
I mean, a
could
little
friggin'
gated community,
uh,
playing some solitaire
I could
with
smooch up on someone's grandma. Hey, I used
Hey,
to work at a nursing home. I know
there
what
you
goes
go. You
on.
know how to you know how to talk to these people.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
when the quiet
We
hours
were
are.
definitely we were definitely accosted for sure.
Oh, for sure. I was just like, one of you's gotta have, like, a granddaughter who's looking to get married. What a story. How'd you
Yeah.
meet? Well, my grandma met him at a nursing home or a retirement community.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so it was, yeah, I just basically hung out with mom and dad, and we had that Thanksgiving dinner that you were a part of, and
Mm.
Trevor and Mikey. And it was really cool seeing Mikey kind of just like promote his new game that he got funded,
Mhm.
and learning about his new game. And now that I know how to play it, like I can't stop like showing it to people. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
called Ultimate Palace, by the way, if you're into card games.
Yeah.
Ultimate Palace.
We did an episode
Um,
on it.
yeah. So I was just, yeah. That was basically it. Didn't do anything crazy. People ask me, "What did you do in Vegas?" I was like, bro, I'm from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Like,
I go home.
I go home and I hang out with friends, and that is it. There's, all the like, oh, did you go to see the this and that and this and that? I'm like, no, no.
No.
I
No.
don't. I don't. I've
Yeah.
seen it. I've seen it a million times. I don't want to.
We're
I don't
done.
want to see it anymore. We're done.
We're
We're
done.
done here.
We're done here. Yeah. Vegas.
I have a question for you though.
Oh, I'm scared.
Do you follow what? 'Cause what's on your feed lately?
Oh, dude. I was just thinking about this yesterday, actually, because I'm gonna start dating again soon. And
Oh, so you got a bunch of like dating scene
no,
stuff?
no.
Oh,
I was thinking of like fun little icebreakers to do like on a first date, be like, hey, let's trade phones and let's look at each other's like explore page on Instagram. Cause that's kind of how you like really know what people look
ooh.
at. So I was like, what does mine look like? I popped mine open and I shut it immediately. And I said, that's never gonna happen. I have found myself, and I don't know how I got here, but I have found myself on the most like depraved, uh, like cringy side of Instagram that like I'm seeing people like break their arms off.
Oh my god.
I'm seeing it's like this. If you look at this is what my For You page looks like. It's like uh jujitsu stuff, people like rolling around or UFC stuff, guitars and like metal stuff
Mm.
or whatever, some skateboarding things, and then like a guy missing all of his teeth, like looking in the camera with a pocket knife, like digging another tooth out. I'm like, what is this? How did I get
It
here?
sounds like you landed on your mom's house
That must be it.
algorithm.
That must be it because I am like Christina's. I'm on that side. I'm like, who is this, and why did you put this video up on the internet? But then I
That's
can't
actually
stop
my
watching
favorite.
it, dude. I can't stop watching. I'm like, this person's real? Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately, there
Yeah.
are real people that do exist. Do you follow Papa Gut at all on TikTok? Do you know who I'm
Uh,
talking about?
no, but by his name, I must.
Dude, he's just really funny, and he just talks. I really respect people who just like talk real.
Yeah.
They're just like just saying it how it is, saying like just stream of consciousness
Like,
and
they're
it
not
just
putting on a
lands.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not put on a show. He's, it's just some big dude that's just watching the internet and just commenting on it.
Yeah.
And so like I started following him and it's just so funny. Like it's just so funny and um hang on, I'll show you.
Papa Gut,
Papa
Gut.
Gut. Yeah, Papa Guts.
Ugh, I hate the word gut. Makes me feel sick.
Here we go.
I don't know about you, but my For You page has been dominated by discussions about the rise in popularity of extreme thinness,
Oh, mine hasn't. Mine's mostly edgy Charlie Kirk memes.
perpetuated partially by the current press tour for the second installment of the Wicked franchise. Many people have noted the extreme change in body fat percentages of the cast members, specifically Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, and Michelle Yeoh, all of whom appeared on red carpets recently looking especially gaunt. This has sparked a larger conversation about how extreme thinness is actually reinforced and perpetuated by fascism.
Nobody thinks this. I just want to be absolutely clear. The entire conversation around Ariana Grande and Cynthia.
I just love what he says. I don't know why.
Nobody
Like,
thinks this.
just I just want everyone to know. No one thinks this. Like you're right. He's so right. No one thinks this.
Yeah, I've never looked at Ariana Grande and thought, wow, fascism really is alive and well.
I mean, he continues. It's great.
Erivo and all them being skinny is wow, they're really weird. If you could watch videos of them like weirdly touching each other, like they're so defensive of each other, it's uncomfortable. Nobody's talking about how this movie's trying to pump thinness into fashion. Everybody's talking about how like what traumatic thing happened on the set. What are you talking about?
And that it is no coincidence that thin is once again in now that we have a fascist regime controlling the government. But is that true? Is there really a massive government conspiracy to keep women thin and hungry so that we can't fight back when the revolution comes?
Wouldn't it be just as easy to make people, like everybody, but I guess women in this instance, fat and lazy? Why would you need to make them thin and hungry? Hey, we got a bunch of fat, lazy people. What should we do? Oh, let's make them hungry and thin.
Yeah, and because historically, women are the ones who fight wars. What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? That's so hilarious.
I mean, I love his stuff, man. He's like, no, that's not that. No, what? Like, I would love to just like sit and talk with Papa Gut and just listen. He's funny, dude.
Oh, why? They're already not doing anything about anything happening. They're already complacent. No, we got to make them thin. Wouldn't them being hungry give them drive to do something? Dude, these videos are crazy. Look at the way she looks at her. Look, he's excited. He's shaking her hand. Grabs it away. Look at this. She's gonna kiss it. It's weird. There's something going on.
We've cried 500 times today.
We've done it.
Today. We've been crying since 6 in the morning.
We are not doing it.
But we just had our own private cry in the parking lot.
What is happening? Like, that's what everyone
dude.
is. That's what.
Hey, I'm glad you brought this up because I was thinking about this the other day. I haven't seen Wicked, the first one or the second one, and I now don't want to see it just because I don't want anything to do with this at all. Like, it's so, I don't.
It's weird.
It's
very weird.
Just don't fucking care, man. Like, who cares? Like, who cares if, and it would be really sad if they both had eating disorders, but at the end of the day, I still have to pay rent. I don't care if Ariana Grande is in this weird satanic love triangle with that bald lady who, by the way, who is that?
She's I forget her name, but she's a really good singer and a great actress. I haven't watched the first Wicked, but Ash loved it. So
okay. Well, it does feel very strange and very weird, and I don't. But here's the deal, man. This city is so dark. Like, and that's not a joke. There is a darkness here that is tangible. You don't have to involve yourself with it, but that industry is super weird. They call it Hollyweird for a reason. There's a bunch of weird shit that happens all the time. The actors are weird. People are weird that are involved in it. It's just like this weird. I keep saying weird. I got to pick a different word, but it's just. This...
Are you speaking from experience? Because you are in the fitness industry, so
Well, I'm just
fitness is a thing.
I'm around it, and I interface with people who are trying to be actors, you know? And not all of them. I've met some really cool ones, but a lot of them in the conversations that I'm around in social gatherings are. Sometimes I wonder if I've been abducted onto an alien ship, because it's like they're talking to each other, but neither of them are listening to what the other person has to say, and they're
It's like
looking.
watching two robots
Yeah.
not interfacing with one another.
And they're waiting for the opportunity where they can talk about the next project that they're working on, which actually probably isn't being worked on. It's just an idea they had, and they try to make it sound better than what the other person just said. That's what these conversations are. It's so strange. And yeah, dude, I don't want anything. I just don't want anything to do with it. I don't want anything to do with Hollywood. I don't care what happens. Fucking eat babies or not. Make movies or not. Shut it down. Make whatever. I don't care. I'm so over Hollywood and all of the hey, why do we have an entire show to giving people awards based on opinion about a fantasy show?
Ooh,
that has
did you?
people-
That reminds me of Billy Bob Thornton being on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking about award shows,
Yeah.
and he's just like, dude, Billy Bob's just so fucking cool. He's just a cool dude.
Well, he has nothing to
He's-
lose. Yeah.
He's not like, I've won and I don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, dude, I like. Who cares what dress you're wearing? Like, what are you wearing? Oh, it's Vera Wang, and it's okay.
It is kind of crazy. Here's the deal, though. And here's God's honest truth. Like, you, from a lay person's perspective, you look at that and you can make the judgment and be like, wow, this is all just a display of ego and vanity.
Yes.
And you can make that, and you'd be right in that. But I'll be honest with you. If someone had invited me, I'd be there in a hot minute.
But I would be there just to watch it and be like, look at all these like robots walking around, these robot humans. It's very.
But it's a thing where you can use it as an ego boost. You could say, like, I was invited to the Golden Globes, and people go, ooh,
I know, but that right there, there's no substance to that.
Right.
It's like, oh, you got invited to the Golden Globes. That's cool. You won a Golden Globe. That's cool too. But like, hey, there's poop in your butt right now.
But that's what
cares?
like the conversation with Joe and Billy Bob Thornton was. It was just kind of like the whole idea of having an award show for art is silly.
Yeah, it's subjective.
It's art. It's subjective. Like,
Yeah.
if you have an award show, what you're saying is like there's an objective truth to this a piece of art, when art in itself is inherently subjective.
Like I would get like an award ceremony for, like, honestly, I even get an award ceremony for the AVN Awards, Best anal scene. Okay, yeah, she really put in some work. We can see that she really, good job. Or like whatever, like the NBA Awards. Yeah, you won. We watched you make those baskets.
Yeah,
But it's
that
like
makes sense. That
Actor
makes
of
sense.
the year, movie of the year goes to Tom Cruise, because he yet again ran at full speed in 4 scenes in this movie. Like,
Oh my
okay,
God.
cool.
There was a blooper I saw with Tom Cruise during oh God, what was that one? Oh God, where he's like screaming tech support.
I don't know.
Vanilla Sky.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
yeah, Vanilla
Hey, hold
Sky.
on. Good movie.
Good movie. It is a great movie. But
Oh,
there's a
my
blooper in there where he's screaming down the hallway, running at full speed, saying, tech support!
Yeah.
Tech support! And it's that scene where he has to run into an elevator when the elevator doesn't close all the way.
Oh my God.
And so he's like screaming, he's getting into it, doing his Tom Cruise thing. He runs full speed, and he trips or whatever, and he falls into the elevator, and it just goes. He's like, fuck.
That's funny. But you know what? I got to say this. We need those weirdos, because without those weirdos, they wouldn't be able to make good movies, and you wouldn't have movies like, There Will Be Blood and
Yeah, there's
yeah.
there's a good point. Like, that is a great point. Daniel Day-Lewis is probably one of the best actors of our time, and I would be scared to have a conversation with him in real life.
Well, you probably couldn't.
Because he would probably be preparing for his next role
He'd
as
be in
like,
some role, yeah.
I've killed my son. I've killed.
Hey man, he could play a crab.
I drink your milkshake.
Yes, I know. He could play anything, and it would be unbelievable. Yeah, so you need those weirdos. But I don't want anything to do with them. From an outside perspective, I'm like, I don't want to play this game, but I'll watch, but I don't want to play this game.
Dude, I Bill Hader's impression of Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. I was trying to explain There Will Be Blood to someone who hadn't seen it.
Yeah, how do you describe that movie?
It's like like from start to finish, you're in a state of tension.
Yeah.
Like just like
There's
like
no color. Everything is sad.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, everything is sad.
Yeah.
And like, you know, whoever did the directed, like there's like, look, we're going to showcase what it really would be like in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Even if you're a billionaire oil man, still life sucks.
Dude, it really did. I was watching, so you know my algorithm. I was watching a woman get dressed. I was watching a woman get dressed in like the 1800s garb, like all the layers they used to wear. So like they would put on their underwear and then this full body cotton sheet and then another thing around their waist and then another thing around their waist. And then they would put their dress on and then they put their corset on. It was like maybe 10, 15 layers. And I'm thinking to myself, but what about the summer? Like there's no air conditioning. You don't even have ice. There's no ice. How are you? Ew. People must have been, and they didn't bathe. How did?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Dude.
you want to hand out some awards. Let's hand out awards to those people because without them, you and I wouldn't be here, which means they had to have sex.
No.
And God damn it, that should be an Olympic sport. 1800 sex when everyone hasn't bathed for a month and is just caked on sweat after sweat after sweat.
Ew.
You think working at a nursing home? Goddamn. That, I mean, everywhere smelled like a barn. Let's get a little moment. A little moment for those people. Thank you so much.
On the speaking of that, speaking of procreation, I had this thought that blew my own mind. I blew my own mind. Okay. So I was thinking, I thought something about like babies or something, or someone had said that humans are one of the only mammals, if not the only mammals, that have to literally take care of their babies as soon as they come out of the womb.
Oh, yeah.
Like immediately. Like a lot of other animals and mammals, respectively, like they can just have the kid and then walk away, and the kid will actually have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Like at least to like run away or hide or something like that. Instinct takes over. With human babies, it is imperative that the mom and or dad are there to take care and protect the child.
Right.
And isn't it crazy that we somehow made it to the top of the food chain, given that we have to protect our children? Like, as soon as they come out. Like, that's like having one arm tied behind your back. As like, because you're taking care of this thing, but also have to protect the other villagers, or like you have to protect yourself, and you have to all these other things. Yet we somehow climbed the food chain.
Is it because we have thumbs?
Oh, in our ability to like outwit our.
Yeah, that's so true. Because like an elephant can just plop out an elephant, and then it just stands up, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna follow you guys.
Yeah, or a horse. Like, have you seen a baby horse can just stand right up? Like,
it's a little wobbly.
I'm a horse now.
Like, all right, cool, I'm a horse. And then it'll just go over and eat with its mom.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we're so doughy and stupid when we're born. We can't do anything. Why? Why is that? Maybe this is why too. Maybe because what it takes to develop our brain, like an elephant is very smart, but maybe the developmental stage of a fully actualized elephant brain doesn't take as long, so it doesn't need as much. But we think of all the things we have to understand. We have to understand like language and reading people's faces and where it's danger and what's not, and like math and how to drive a car. Like there's so much more that we have to develop. Maybe it just takes longer. That's why you need to have nurturing more. And maybe that's why we're top of the food chain, because our brains are so powerful, but because they're so powerful, they take a lot longer to develop.
Yeah.
It's a bad design either way. So, fix it. Whoever's in charge, make it better.
Do you think? Well, it was obviously the ancient aliens that created us.
Yeah, it is.
In their image.
It is. I also was thinking about this the other day. I've got 3 points to make here. So I'm going to start with this one, which will go into the next. Do you ever think how crazy it is that like fish in the sea have no idea that there's like a deer or a zebra? They like will never meet each other. They have no idea that they exist.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like-
I mean,
like,
for sure.
Do you think? Does a cow know what a whale is? No.
No. Well, now you're speaking of like actual consciousness, like awareness.
Right.
In that
they've
regard.
never, and they'll never meet ever.
Yeah. Well, a fish will never go, I am, or I exist, therefore I am. Like they'll never have that thought. So all they know is that there are predators here and I need to procreate and eat, and that's it.
That's true.
So
there's that.
3 things.
So that's
that
my first
they
point. Now my second point is, I cannot believe that we have explored more space than we have the ocean.
That's
And-
insane. That is insane.
What are we doing? Why don't
Well-
we explore the ocean?
Because the pressure is so intense that it's more intense than space, which is even more like.
Right.
But then you have to agree that we actually went to space.
We didn't. Hey, guys, we never went to the moon. Nobody called President Nixon on a landline from a spaceship, okay, and said, hey, we made it. That's not how that works. I'm so sorry. But, maybe we just need a couple more billionaires to really try to get down to the Titanic.
I mean, look, man, like I can understand the people who are calling the people who are saying that we didn't land on the moon kooks. Like I can understand that, but let's look at the evidence of the conspiracy, okay? Number 1, we've lost all the science that took us to the fucking moon. Not only did we lose all the science, but then we also lost the footage, like the raw data that encapsulated the greatest thing that the human race had ever done.
Right.
We
yeah,
just
we didn't think to
deleted
maybe
it.
Yeah, we didn't think maybe to keep that recipe.
We didn't think to file that away
Yeah.
in a filing cabinet or something, or put it in a burn box of some
Right.
sort. Like so there's 2 things right there. We're like, yeah, we could have gone to the moon, but now that you've done these stupid, dumb things, now you've opened up this opportunity for people to go, you're lying. And
Yeah.
and they have every reason to say that you're lying.
Because
you've ruined you've taken away the only evidence, the hard evidence that you actually went.
And my thing is like, why don't we go again? If we've already been once, you're telling me, okay, so technology continues to exponentially get better every year, right? Like our cell phones get better, cars get better,
Right.
like toothbrushes get better. Dumb shit gets better every year. But so if we've already been to the moon once, wouldn't also that technology to be able to go there get better and better, and it would become
And
easier
cheaper.
and easier and cheaper, and we would go more often? Because I guarantee you, if we actually went, we didn't see it all. And I'm sure there's a lot of sides to the moon that could give us a lot of insight into other things. So we didn't go to the moon.
The one piece of evidence to the conspiracy that we never went to the moon is the scientific fact that trying to get through the radiation belt.
Yeah.
With going through the radiation belt, surviving, and then coming back through it
Right.
and surviving.
And also like all the tiny little nuances, like the flag is waving on the moon. There's no atmosphere. What wind is blowing the flag,
But then I'll read the debunking of the conspiracy, videos, and I'll go, okay, well that makes sense too. And I'm like, okay, well, and this is just a lesson that, government is stupid.
Yeah. Because it's
The
people.
government is stupid because it's filled with people who have tiny little agencies and tiny little departments that all try to communicate with one another. It's the same thing as corporations.
Yeah.
It's just tiny little, different departments that are trying to communicate with one another, and things get lost through the tracks or lost through the cracks, and inefficiencies happen because of it.
Well, yeah. And not to mention all of the nefarious intent of the government. It's always about power and money, and they'll do whatever.
I agree with you, but I at the same time, I just feel like people are dumb. I feel like just people are stupid, and I see it with like, if you ever worked for any sort of corporation, you just see it. Like that's just like a kind of like a minuscule little telescope into what the government does.
Yeah.
It's like you look at a corporation and they let go of people, they start new departments, and they have this new department that does nothing, and then like you try to get an email out to one department and they say no, we have to get this approved by this guy, and then like, oh, this guy is now the head of this, and then now you have to like, oh, but that person got let go the other day, and then what's happening? Like it just like, and then you're all you're trying to do is like fix a pipe to get, but to get a work order in, takes 2 months because several different departments have to like talk to each other
So they can justify their job.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's crazy.
Exactly. And so it's like, that's exactly what that's what I see about I see it's more, I don't see malice as opposed to just people being dumb.
Yeah.
People being dumb and stupid and irresponsible.
True.
Although the Epstein stuff is really interesting. Like the Epstein stuff that's coming out and showcasing like the freaking like wearing like basically Eyes Wide Shut was real. Like,
I really think that our entertainment has been telling us a story without telling us a story forever.
yeah.
Like Skynet is happening. That's real. So Terminator 2, thank you so much. Eyes Wide Shut, thank you so much. iRobot, thank you so much. Like these are all things that are happening. And speaking of movies, this is a terrible segue, not to bring up Hitler, but let's talk about Hitler.
A biopic on Hitler.
Yeah. Did you see that they have all of his DNA now? And
Oh no.
Did you see that?
No.
So apparently
That's a terrible idea.
So check this.
Those
so
poor
check this out.
people.
So apparently the couch that he shot himself on when the Russians were closing in his bunker, basically a piece of the couch that has his blood on it, people took pieces of the couch as like keepsakes, had been passed down for multiple generations in this family, and the kids got it from his dad or grandfather, whatever, and realized like, oh, I have this piece of this couch with Hitler's blood. I should probably like, instead of keeping this and give it to my kid, I should probably turn this into a museum and see now that there's DNA, what can we find? First off, let's see, is this actually Hitler's blood? Did he actually kill himself in this bunker?
Right.
So he went, they have the DNA. Apparently it's Hitler's blood. And here's the thing. There's always been like, he was kind of a smaller dude, and it's like, what is he so angry about,
Yeah.
There's always been like a suspicion, like maybe he was gay, or maybe he was had something to prove, right? Well,
or maybe he was just like super, like he was on drugs.
Well, yeah.
For that,
for
for
sure.
at least that last couple of years, he was like
on
super
meth
strung
and shit,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently he has a crazy rare disease. I forgot what it's called. You can look it up. But it affects the genitalia and it deforms it in such a way that like it can even cause like you to have a micro penis. So there's evidence that Hitler
Wait,
had a micro penis.
He didn't have children, did he?
No.
He didn't have children. Oh yeah.
And he was never
okay.
really seen with like women either, like you would think as like a man who's like such a boisterous like leader of a country that everyone loved, like he would just be with like women all the time. That's why people thought he was gay, but actually he probably, if this micropenis thing is true, he'd probably just like very ashamed. And as a man with a micropenis, you can attest to this.
I told you that in confidence, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. I'm sure. Hey, that might make you want to be angry and conquer some shit. I'm just saying. I don't know if that's the only reason, but that's pretty crazy that they have mapped his genome and have looked at Hitler's
Oh man!
DNA.
Now there's like, well, maybe we can recreate him like
I
a
swear to
Jurassic
God.
Park situation.
I swear to God, you've already brought back dire wolves. You do not need to bring back woolly mammoths. Leave Hitler alone.
But that would be a crazy.
Yeah, that's the next Jurassic Park. The dinosaurs are back, but Hitler's there too. He's riding a T-Rex. Fine, Scheiße! Like what? Like what?
Oh, dude. Speaking of Hitler, a fucking like I'm getting so much Sora AI like internet slop, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like which is Hitler and all of the freaking cult leaders of our time.
Yeah.
Just like waving and like, oh my God, this is so weird.
It's weird. I hate it.
It's very, very, very weird.
I hate it. But I do love seeing the people playing pranks on their family, like putting an AI girl next to their dad in a picture and texting it to their mom. The mom's like, who the fuck is that?
Like, see, that's a good use of AI
yeah.
to prank your unsuspecting loved ones.
Right. And ruin marriages.
And ruin marriages. So I want to get I would like to get a little serious with you. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this out.
Oh, okay.
Number
You know
one.
me, I'm a serious guy.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna get a little serious. Hang on. I'm gonna do this real quick.
Is this gonna make me
Number
cry?
one. No, it's not gonna make you cry. Well, it might actually.
What if it does?
Well, no, I have two things to show you. Okay, I have two things to show you here.
Run that, ain't unlimited, no guns, black back. I keep it 100, my body falling in the shipwreck. I wanna break down, I wanna slam down, I wanna build back. Where the mob at? We better deep there. We selling deep there. I got a deep there. I wanna break down, I wanna slam down, I wanna build back. Where the mob at? We better deep there. We selling deep there. I got a deep there.
Oh. Sorry. I just wanted to show you that because that was is Ando-san.
Yeah.
And like, dude, that whole song is so good. It's so fucking good. It's like this like fucking drop A, I don't even know.
Does
But he's
he
a
play
guitar
the
player.
guitar?
He's a guitar player. Yeah, and his hip hop, it's like prog hop. And so he'll break out into like these weird patterns. And it's all guitar based, and then he hits,
That's
rapping over it. It's like fucking
Ando-san.
sick.
Okay.
It's so sick,
Mr. Ando.
Yeah. So no, and then
Okay.
I saw this TikTok, and I was like, this is actually an interesting something that I hadn't like thought of before. And if I can,
This is
find
the
it,
serious.
Yeah, this is the serious one.
I'm scared.
Hang on, where is it? I gotta find it. Give me a second. This one here.
Nobody told me how lonely being a man is. I had closer friendships with random women I met in the bathroom before I transitioned at clubs because of how open women are than I had in my 8 years of transitioning. And you transition and you're just a guy walking on the street that people cross the street so that they're not near you. And friendships are so much harder to build and people are colder. What's hard is none of this invalidates how real and raw women and people who are in marginalized groups feel about cis white men. All of that's valid. But I also now understand why this rate is so much higher in men.
This is exactly the sentiment that I've heard from a lot of trans men after they end up transitioning. And I do think these stories are so important because it gives the perspective of somebody who grew up as a biological woman and has had that experience of being a woman and knows the pros and cons of it, and then transitions and now has to accept and adjust to being perceived as and living as a man. And I've said for a while that I genuinely feel like the male loneliness epidemic isn't as much about men not having romantic relationships with women and more about men not having a strong sense of community. They don't have as emotionally deep friendships with their platonic friends. And I do understand some people saying that this is self-inflicted, but this is also societal.
I follow her on TikTok. She's great. She's bisexual, so she has, she has experience with dating men and women, and she talks about it. And so
That was interesting.
I found this video very interesting, and she has some really good points about it. And I thought like that whole like male loneliness thing, which is a thing. I'm a man. I've experienced male loneliness. I'm sure you have too. Where, there are moments in our lives where we feel like we're not good enough, or we feel like society is looking down on us, and we can't like fight back, because we also like kind of agree, like, yeah, that kind of sucked back, we took a lot of power, and so you're kind of just like stuck with this, but she makes a good point of like, it's not romantic based, it's like friendship based. And I feel like the more and more that we cling on to social media and cling on to things that keep us inside the house and not out and about with friends, or even doing what you and I are doing and taking time to like sit and talk and make it a podcast, sure, but it's also just you and I just like shooting the shit and like, and enjoying our friendship, because that means something. And I think, yeah, she makes a good point. I just wanted to hear what your thoughts on that.
That's so man, that's so crazy that you brought this up, because I was on a walk the other day talking about this. I was talking to myself about this. An adjacent thing to being a male in society, but which I guess we'll transition to after this. But let's talk about this. Yeah, it's very interesting. I actually have a client of mine who's a female. She's married, and she just got done reading a book about like how hard I don't know what the name of the book is, but she was like, wow, I didn't realize like how hard it is to be a male, because in our society these days, like we can't even talk about, oh, it's hard being a male, because people like immediately will go, oh, whatever, you like
most common one I hear is like,
Yeah.
and whose fault is that?
Right. Yeah. And it's very interesting because, and I even think about this thought experiment. You're walking down the street and you see a man having a hard time with something, opening a door, maybe even like getting in an altercation with someone. They have a flat tire. They are just struggling at something, versus a woman. I won't even look at a dude having a problem, because in my mind, I'm like, you're a dude, you'll figure it out. But a woman, it's like, no, let me get that door for you. Like, how dare you touch her? Like, don't talk to her like that. Or like, hey, oh, that's a woman who's alone. Like, maybe I should help her change her tire. Whether or not it may sound like wham wham boo boo, but like no one actually gives a fuck about dudes. Like they're like, when it comes to like how we feel or our safety as much.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, because technically, like, we are stronger, we are bigger, we're supposed to be able to handle ourselves.
We have advantages, like,
We do.
we have taken advantage of those advantages,
Right.
And it throughout history, and to many people's detriment. You know, that is all true. We're not saying that that's not true, but men are also human that have emotions, and we cannot deny the S rate. You know, we cannot deny it, because those are hard facts, and we got to figure that shit out.
Yeah.
Like 75%, that's an astounding number.
Well, it makes sense, though, because think about it. It's like, okay, you want to show emotion, but you're told that when you show emotion, it gives women the ick. But they also want a
Well, you also hear it from
guy.
other men, too, like, you're a pussy.
Yeah, you're a pussy. Like, what? Like, don't... perfect example, when you're growing up, walk it off, or don't cry. What are you crying for? Like, those kind of things, you know?
Yeah.
But then now
be a man.
Be a man. Yeah, which I think is really funny, because especially in society nowadays, like being a healthy male, or being masculine is actually like looked at as like a bad thing. But what I don't think people realize is there is such thing as toxic masculinity, but no one talks about healthy masculinity. And healthy masculinities is your only job is to provide, and that's not just money. You're supposed to provide safety and peace
and support and
and
emotional
support.
support
Yeah.
and to drop everything for your family, like,
Mm-hmm.
like the tenets of the honorable knight or
Right.
samurai, which
Exactly.
as young boy we cater to. We love those things. We want,
100%.
that's why I'm super into video games and samurai and knights and all that good stuff, is because there was a honor code.
Right.
And if
100%.
and you can go into the actual history of all that stuff and be like, yeah, they actually weren't so honorable. But yeah, but the romantics, let's
Sure.
take the romantic, side of those things. That's what we all strive to be.
Right.
The honor side of masculinity.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard when you're constantly in society nowadays, like you're like sometimes you're like made to feel bad that you were born a certain way, and maybe even with a certain skin color. I know that's a crazy thing to say, because it's like, I am a straight white male, and I know in society and in through history, like, I have had the pick of the litter. I have had it all. I can do no harm, no wrong. A cop is not shooting me when they pull me over. I get it. I 100% get it. But it still doesn't mean that when we constantly hear like, oh, you're like, oh, you don't get to have everything, like, hey man, I'm a good dude. I'm just living my life. I don't hurt anyone. I stay out of people's way. But when I hear people talk, like, disparage men, it's crazy to me, because, and I know that this is a fact and it's going to sound nuts, but dude, we just walk outside. And I think I've said this before on this podcast, like, look at the ground, look at the buildings, look at the everything. Men, like, there's a hotel being built right here, and it's only dudes, and they're climbing huge rafters. They're on a crane hundreds of feet above the ground. That is a dangerous job, and they're the ones doing it. And I'm not saying that women can't do that, but there's no women there. There's none. I'm sure they would allow them if the women wanted to do that, but just like, that's a whole nother thing of how you're raised and what's a man and woman's role. But
yeah, but one of the things that video made, like, was like really, like, kind of just like made me think. I was just like, yeah, I never thought about that perspective of a woman transitioning into a man's and like doing it really well. Like I wouldn't have I couldn't tell that
no,
person was a woman before. Like,
yeah, they're definitely like passing.
great job,
for sure.
yeah, great job. Like, but to hear them talk about the struggles that men go through now that they are a man, like, oh, I never thought of that way, because it just,
Yeah,
now you see both perspectives
it
of
is.
that whole thing.
It's very interesting, and I gotta say too, like, this isn't a woe is me. We're not talking about woe is me, you and I. We're not trying to be like, oh, it's so hard being a man. Like, it's really hard. But there, in society, our society is not set up right now currently to really care about what a man's feelings are or their hardships with the way culture is right now. It's not for us to have a space to feel sad and vulnerable and safe. And like, when I think about this, people go like, hey, what are you doing on the weekend? I'm like, I'm just kind of, I'm hanging out with myself, really. Like, I kind of, I don't have friends here. My friends, the friends I made early in my life, all live somewhere else. And that's cool. I'm totally fine with that, because I'm lucky enough to have those same friends. A lot of people don't have friends that they grew up with their whole life, but I do.
Right.
But they don't live here. I can call them and I can see them on when we do podcasts like this. But if I don't talk to you right now, or if I don't call Aaron during the week, or I'm not hanging out, I don't hang out with anyone. There's no one. There's never like a time where I'm just like with a guy going getting like lunch.
Yeah, that, I actually had that talk with Ash too. It was just, she asked me, like, why don't you go out more, and or we were having a conversation about like why, I don't know, can't remember about the conversation, but I basically was saying, like, like, all of my friends that I trust implicitly, like, I have, like, acquaintances that I've met over the years, and, I have they're in my number, they're in my phone. I could call them and be like, hey, what you doing?
Yeah.
But I don't, I'm not friends with them like that. And maybe that is my fault. Maybe that's me not putting in the effort, because to create friends, you need to put in the effort like you and I did at fucking 5 years old.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that, I think that accounts for something, because at 5 years old, you don't have any responsibilities. You just
Well, your only job is to play.
yeah, that's your play and figure out boundaries and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And when you're an adult, it's harder to find new friends as an
Yeah.
adult.
What am I supposed to do? Like, go up to a dude at the gym and be like, "Hey, man, you look really strong. Let's you want to like hang out?"
You go on a boy date. Yeah, go on a boy date. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's hard, because you're like, I gotta go home. I gotta, I just worked a
Yeah.
full 8-hour shift. Like,
Things I gotta do.
I got shit to do. Like, I got chores to do, and it's tough, man. It's tough to, once you have those friends already established, it's
Yeah.
like you don't have a whole lot of room in your brain to add any more information.
Like Drake said, no new friends. Okay.
No new
Got no new friends. Okay. We're at friend capacity, my guys. It's over.
But
That's very interesting.
but yeah, it was a very interesting video. Queer Poly Babe, that's her handle on TikTok, and she makes really good points.
Yeah.
I do think it is important, though, to have a connect that, because you said it too, like, actually, when we were in Vegas together and we were talking about the retirement community and just how everyone is so close knit.
Yeah.
Because they're older, they don't really go out as much, but they can go to next door, to the and that's how they create a little, like, social community, and that's very important.
It is. I guess community is really important. I guess maybe that's why like people love church so much, or book clubs, or I don't know, like CrossFit or jujitsu, or just anything that's like a community of like-mindedness, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I never really thought about like what would, and I wonder, God, I would love to hear the perspective of a male transitioning to a female, and like, does their life get easier? You know what I mean? Are they like, oh shit, people like hold doors for me and care about what I have to say and ask how I'm doing, you know?
But I think that depends too. I really do think it depends on, and it shouldn't, but it is what, society, we live in a society. We just need that
Yeah.
meme right now,
Yeah.
because we're all talking about society and pontificating about it. But I really do think it depends on how well you're passing.
For sure. And God, especially going like male to female, unfortunately, pretty people care about pretty people more than they do unpretty people. They just do.
Pretty privilege, man.
It's a real thing.
It is a real thing. Do you think Brad Pitt will have to do anything ever again? Like,
Dude, I catch myself doing it sometimes, and I feel bad because I try to treat everyone the same. But if I see a girl that's like knockout, like gorgeous, I'll break my ankle to open the door for her. Like, I got it. You're like, you know what I mean?
I will kill other men.
Seriously, I'll elbow children out of the way. Let me get this door for you.
I will start wars. And you know what's
Seriously.
funny? It's like, I think the whole men conversation, like, can we just be honest? What it truly is? It's testosterone.
Yeah.
And the imbalance of it, and like not knowing how to handle your hormones, for men anyway. Like, that's the difference between like good masculinity and toxic masculinity.
Right. For real. No, yeah.
It's just the hormone. It is that. Well, and plus how you're raised and stuff.
Exactly.
Like that too,
How you're raised and like. But but that's, hey, you need that hormone when it's time, and that's what I was talking about. Like one of the things that I think is our responsibility if you want to be a healthy toxic, not a healthy, a healthy toxic male.
Toxic avenger.
No, one of the things that I was talking about, peace. Like, we're supposed to bring safety and peace, and I think, especially nowadays. Oh God, I'm gonna sound like such a Rogan bro right now, but it's fine. I
We are
think
kind of Rogan bros. I
Yeah.
mean, we love that podcast. Like, and I love like everyone now coming to like, I don't watch Rogan because I'm cool. Like, because
it makes you
he's
cool,
too
yeah.
big. So like because he's so big now, it's cool to hate on Rogan. But
Right.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, if you get a call from Rogan and ask to get on his podcast, you're gonna go.
For
You're gonna
sure.
go.
1000%. But yeah, what I was saying is like and this is me now. I'm speaking personally for me. This is kind of like, I guess, quote unquote, a code that I try to live by. Is like I want to be a dangerous person who chooses to be nice, as opposed to a person who has to be nice because they don't have another option. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's
Right.
better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like you
that's
truly,
Sun Tzu, right? Isn't that Sun Tzu?
yeah,
Or like some other like
yeah.
Musashi, I think.
Yeah. Like you truly can't say you're peaceful unless you're capable of like great violence. And I think if more men were dangerous but were kind, there would be a lot less toxic masculinity, because I feel like
Kindly dangerous.
Yes, toxic masculinity is just a big facade for weak, scared men. Like if you're dude,
one of my favorite conversations I've ever had with you is that this happened years ago. It was so freaking fun. Oh my god, this fucking thing.
Everything I just said, if you were to clip that, it would be like
Sorry.
a meme of every guy's
Of
podcast.
every
You
bro.
gotta be here and you gotta Vulcan. Just,
But no, it's true, man. One of my favorite things that you've ever said that's still like locked in my brain, and this is when we were still like living in the house.
Yeah.
And it just made me laugh so hard because it felt so real. Like I can't remember what we were talking about, but there was a moment where you just like stood up and was like, I just fucking hate weak people.
I do though. I do.
And it was just so raw and so rude.
I can't stand it, man. Especially, and this, here it goes, dude. Toxic masculinity. Weak men. If you have like soft hands and thin wrists, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
To be fair, these hands are very important to me. Okay, I cannot hurt these hands.
Yeah, but they're not soft though.
No, they're not. They have been used.
See,
very,
that's what I
very
mean.
often. That's true.
You don't have
I have
a
calluses
wavy
to
wrist.
prove it.
Yeah, you don't have a wavy wrist.
A wavy wrist. Because it's such a macho thing to say, and you're so not like macho.
No,
but when you say just
I do. I
fucking hate weakness.
I hate it, dude. Well, you know what? You want to get real deep.
Because I get it though. I get it because there's moments where I'm just like, dude, get your shit together. Like just like clean your fucking room. Like
Or like perfect example, the DoorDash guy who DoorDashes DoorDash in his DoorDash car.
Right. Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, get your shit together.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. But dude, I mean, that's real. And you know what? Apparently, in a psychological way, the things that we hate the most in others are the things that we actually hate in ourselves. So I hate the possibility that I could be weak and appear as weak.
And so, yeah, you overcompensate.
Yeah. And I might have a micro penis. So.
I mean, yeah, Hitler went a little bit too far. You know, he could have just got like a car, you know.
The understatement of the eon. You know, Hitler went just a little too far. What do you, a little?
There's been many a man who's been born with a micro penis, okay? You don't have to.
Well, not Genghis Khan, apparently, because he, like, impregnated the entire world.
That still boggles my mind. Like, I know that's a thing that's been talked about for decades now, like Genghis Khan's DNA is in, like, half the world. But still, like, we kind of look at it and go, like, because we talk about Hitler and, like, oh, my God, like, this, you know, evil, and we don't look at Genghis Khan the same way.
Because it's so far removed. I bet I bet in thousands of years from now, people will look at Hitler and it'll be like, oh wow, that was like a crazy thing that he did. But World War II was in 1942. We're in 2026. It is not that far away. So it's still like
It's still pretty
stinks.
fresh. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
still pretty fresh.
Yeah, it's real fresh.
And
Yeah.
two, I think with like what Genghis Khan did in terms of like the actual war machine, that had never been seen before. So I think like there's a level of like, wow, that's actually impressive. Like
he
with
changed the
World War
carbon
II,
footprint.
with World War II, it's kind of like that technology was there. Like we just got through World War One. It wasn't, it was surprising, but not really surprising because a bunch of other dictators were popping up in that region, and so.
But Genghis is like, we're gonna do this with swords and horses.
And they were the ones that perfected the riding bowmen.
Yeah, dude.
Riding on horses.
But going back to the impregnating so much, dude, I'm like, my guy, like, what do you just like roll up into a town and have a tent where you just like one concubine after the other?
Oh yeah.
And if so, I'm just talking about physically. How is that possible? There was no Viagra back then.
No.
Unless he like figured out a way to use like horse blood or something. But it's like, how are you even doing this?
It was horny goat weed.
Well, then that needs to be studied because that's crazy.
I mean,
you're that bricked up in the middle of a war. What's wrong with you?
That's why when anyone says like we live in the worst time in the world, based on whoever is in office or whatever, I'm like, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Because, like, regardless of what you think of, like, what's going on in the world right now, do you live in air-conditioned walls? Yeah. Can you literally pick up your phone and call for a pizza to be delivered? Fuck that. You can literally order anything online and it will come to your door within a day. And sometimes just right in a couple hours.
Right. And you're going to go to sleep tonight and sleep all through the night knowing that Genghis Khan and the Huns aren't going to come and cut your head off. You don't have to worry about that.
Or wolves or bears.
Yeah.
Like you're fine. You're going to be okay. Like you and your family are most likely going to live throughout the night.
Right.
And you have that comfort.
The scariest thing that you have to deal with are microplastics.
You have this thing. What is this thing?
Right. Space pocket computer.
Space pocket, yes. That travels to a satellite, then comes back down to give you instant information.
Of anything you want to know.
Like, we live in the best time that has ever existed.
Yeah.
Like, but hands
crazy.
down. Hands down.
Yeah.
Like, I challenge you to go back in time 50 years and tell me how you like it.
Yeah, it would have sucked, dude. Our parents lived it. It sucked. No, every generation has their give and takes. Like
that's true. That
like
is true.
back then, the only cool thing is like if you had a dispute with someone, you could just like straight up kill them, and like you weren't gonna go to jail.
Ooh, that reminds me. There's another video I want to show you. A millennial blind spots. I hope I liked it. I hope I like this video. Hang on. Hang on.
Millennial blind spots.
Yeah, this lady really had a lot of really great points.
Oh, things that we're like aren't aware of.
Apparently, like that's her thing. Like she talks about how different generations have different blind spots based on like their environments, like what they grew up around, like what happened during that time. Oh God, did I not?
Can you turn? All right, so I guess we're all just watching the same videos because like I recognize half of these.
Yeah. I'm really big into Dropout TV.
That little pig.
The little pig is a little pig. Oh goodness. Oh, hang on. I got
pigs.
this. Hang on.
It's a shame they're so delicious. Millennial blindness.
Blind spots. Maybe I didn't like it. I thought I did. Here we go.
There she is.
Okay, let's talk about millennial blind spots. And I'm saying this with love and clarity and respect because every generation has them, blind spots. These are just the ones that millennials tend not to see in themselves. Number one, millennials mistake survival mode for stability. It seemed like you learned how to react fast, hold everything together, and perform in chaos, and you do it very well. But the blind spot is that you don't always know how to turn that off. So when life is finally calm, your system doesn't trust it. And you treat rest like it's a suspicious thing. You think you're fine because you function, but functioning under pressure becomes your baseline, your normal. Number two.
What do you think of that?
Oh, again, you're like in my head. I was having this conversation with someone the other day. I have to feel like I have to earn my rest, and I don't feel fully rested unless I've had like a day of like successful things.
Same.
And if I go to rest without first feeling like I did some successful things, I feel like a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, you feel
And
like
then
you
I
didn't
have to
do
get up.
anything. You felt like
Yeah.
you feel like you're exactly a
Like
piece
if I'm
of shit.
sick and I'm supposed to lay there and get better, I'm like, yeah, but I could be like doing this, or I could, yeah, I can't. It's really hard for me to relax.
Yeah, so spot on.
You were conditioned to confuse burnout with empowerment. You grew up being rewarded for doing the most, carrying everything, and being the reliable one. So you didn't learn how to notice when you were exhausted or how to reward yourself. You just kept the systems running and no one taught you how to stop. Number three, you believe.
What do you think of that? By the way, this is Kristen 1942 on TikTok. This is great.
Okay.
This is great stuff.
Oh yeah, burnout is so real with us.
And
I mean,
and then we look at burnout as like and we feel guilty about our burnout.
Yeah,
like
why?
Because you're getting into a routine. We're routine based creatures, and then once we're off of that routine because we just can't produce anymore, we just like now you feel like
a failure.
A
Why
failure.
can't you do this? Yeah.
Exactly. I love it.
Independence means doing everything alone. Millennials were raised during the years of be self-made, don't need anyone, build your brand. So asking for help feels like failure. But the truth is life gets much easier when you stop trying to carry the entire world by yourself. Number four.
I mean, spot on.
True.
Spot
That's so
on.
true.
Fucking spot on.
I don't want help from any because in my mind I'm like, no one's gonna do it right. No one's gonna do it how I want it done. So I might as well just do it.
Right. Right, exactly.
Millennials think they're the neutral generation. They think that they're the calm middle between boomers and Gen Z. But that came from being expected to manage other people's emotions, not because that they mastered centrality. It was a survival tactic. And here's the thing. Being forced to hold the peace doesn't mean you were naturally balanced. It means unreasonable expectations were placed on you for a long time. Number five. Finally,
thoughts?
That one doesn't resonate with me as much.
Yeah, not so
I can't
much.
really think of a
one.
time. Yeah.
The other four or the other three.
Millennials carry a lot of unrecognized grief.
Dude, I cannot agree more.
Bro, we have seen it all. It all.
I think this is the most important one. You grew up with a long list of promises about career, stability, housing, relationships, and institutions, and most of these collapsed right as you entered adulthood. So the grief never got named. It just turned into more burnout, more overworking, and that constant feeling of being behind no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm. Preach, sister, preach.
So
true. My God.
But like, and not just like globally, think about us specifically. Like, we spent our whole lives learning a craft of music and learning our instruments and creating a band and writing music. And the minute we got to a point where we're like adults in this and we can actually do this thing, Napster comes and it ruins the entire music industry, and like getting a record deal is impossible, and the record deals have to go to 360 deals. It's like we were like born 5 years too late from the wave of what the 90s music industry was. We
Yeah.
were just like, so no, she's totally right. Like, and then the housing crisis, and then the job, where the job market is now. It's like we saw it all just kind of.
Yeah. Just the amount of world events. Not to mention us struggling to do something with our lives, but like just the world events that had happened. Let's start with 9/11, Princess Diana. What else?
We watched OJ live on TV. I remember that.
The
in fifth
OJ
grade.
thing. Yep.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
Well, not to mention the wars that came from 9/11. Not to mention
the Iraq
internet.
War, the
Yeah.
internet. Bill
I'm
Clinton
sorry.
scandal.
Yeah. Columbine. Did we say that already?
Oh,
And then
Columbine, every other shooting after that.
every weekend. It's crazy. And then AI, of course, we saw that. We saw
Yep.
social media. We are a dopamine experiment from major conglomerations being like,
Yeah.
what would happen if we made them super addicted to this device and sold them things all the time?
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
now we have 40 more years at the very least.
I know.
If we're generous, we have
I know.
40 more years to see the next big world event
What's
that's
the
going to
thing?
happen. The
Oh, yeah.
iPhone,
Yeah.
the
we saw
fucking
that.
iPhone.
Mhm.
Man.
Electric cars, self-driving cars. It's crazy the things we've seen.
Like
Yeah.
what did our parents see? The TV.
Yep. TV, microwave. They saw the in the 60s the race riots, of course.
Yep, there is that. JFK.
JFK
Martin Luther
assassination.
King.
Vietnam.
Ooh, that's a pretty big one.
The Cold War, they lived through that, like Russia basically
Ooh,
almost
that's a
nuking
big
them.
one too, because we never
Mhm.
really have experienced that sort of like we could die tomorrow, like because we could be in nuclear war tomorrow. It was that
Yeah.
close.
And hey, children, we're gonna do our nuclear drill. Everyone, get under your desk.
Like like we have like in schools we have shooting drills,
Yeah, which is
but
crazy.
like which is still that's trauma.
Yeah.
That's gonna traumatize a whole generation of kids.
Sure.
That we're gonna see eventually.
To go into public
But yeah,
spaces.
but our parents for a time they were like had like nuclear war drills, which like schools shootings that's terrible. But if we're gonna put on a scale like nuclear war, or
Yeah.
both are terrible, both are horrible. But like the entire world being destroyed tomorrow, like just that
That's crazy.
thought, that actual real thought that you have,
Yeah.
man.
Which is so funny because now I kind of like welcome that. Like, hey, do it or don't.
And here's another thing: alien disclosure. That's right around the corner, dude. It's right around the corner, man.
Oh, for us, well, that's already.
Yeah.
I mean, that's every. There's not.
It's gonna come. It freaking this whatever
close.
thing in
Yeah.
space that's gonna pass in like what 20 days.
Mm-hmm.
Is it gonna pass on my birthday?
That'd be sick.
Was it the 22nd? It's gonna pass, or the 23rd, where that giant ELM1 whatever
L Atlas.
L
whatever.
Atlas.
Yeah. Whatever it is.
It's supposed to be a giant spaceship.
Yeah. Watch it passes on your birthday, and then you finally reveal yourself as the alien overlord who's been here the whole time. That'd be cool. That'd be cool to be best friends with an alien overlord.
That'd be pretty cool if an alien race came down and was like, "Hey, just so you know, you're an alien." I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
That's pretty cool, man. Would you spare me?
I don't know.
I could be a cool alien.
But yeah, I wanted to.
That's it.
I
Very
wanted to show you that.
interesting. Yeah, and that's very true.
Millennial blind spots, and every generation has blind spots. I didn't even think about that until I saw that video. I was like, oh yeah, I guess they do. Because like our parents' generation would be like, why don't you get a house? And then we would just look at them and just go, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how much houses cost now?
Why aren't you going to college?
Yeah, why don't you go to college? Exactly. What use is college?
So you can get out with, more debt than you'll ever have in your life and never be able to get a job to even pay that debt off?
Right. Exactly.
Because no one's hiring you regardless of your degree?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So basically, we're all fucked. And that's the point of this podcast.
Yeah. Late for band practice.
We need to end on a positive note, Kyle. Come on, give me something positive.
Oh, you want me to give you something positive?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Please
Okay.
do, because we got really dark there for a moment.
We did. I don't have anything positive. Because the only thing the only thing that was interesting to me is like apparently crows aren't talking to each other anymore. I don't know.
Oh, dude. Okay, I will end on a positive note. Hang on. I will end on a positive note.
Okay.
Hang on. We'll end on this. Give me a second here. I gotta find it. Oh, please tell me I liked it. Please tell me. Oh man. Yep, I found it because you mentioned the crows.
Oh no.
Oh God. Oh dude, it's my favorite. I love it. I love hang on. Hang on. We're gonna do this. Boom.
Crows are cool.
I just read where a lot of the crows have lost their ability to communicate. Scientists are scrambling trying to find the cause.
His face this is so funny. He's trying not to laugh. Dude.
Come on, man. We
That's
live in the
good.
best time in the world.
Dude,
That
that's
was
when
a great joke.
I think that's where I got that from. I think I saw that video and I didn't finish it. That's hilarious.
Yeah, crows aren't talking to each other, and scientists are trying to figure out the cause.
Dad joke express. That's funny. That's good. It's good.
That's a good one to end on.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go enjoy my millennial depression
There
or
you
whatever it
go.
is.
There you go. Me too. I'm gonna go and put away the groceries that I got before we started this podcast, and yeah.
What was your favorite grocery item you purchased?
Ooh, definitely the Checkers fries and also the fried chicken, popcorn chicken that I got. Dude.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah.
you're having for dinner tonight?
The weekend is where I go a little crazy.
And have
I
Checkers
just
fries?
fried food, gross.
Yeah.
Like a pizza, and just
a fried pizza.
Just dip it in Parmesan ranch and just eat it like I'm.
Oh my God.
Dude. I'm enjoying the greatest time in the world.
Yeah, you really are. Are you playing some video games?
Tell you the truth, I have not played a video game in like 4 months. It's the longest I've ever gone without picking up a controller.
Oh, but you're doing your story.
I'm writing a story. Like that.
Yeah.
That's my free time now. I'm
Okay.
creating my own story. So like I've been obsessed with it.
I was going to get on a plane immediately and prevent you from killing yourself because if you weren't doing anything and you weren't playing video games, I was like, something is very wrong.
Something's wrong. Something
Yeah.
is wrong. Get back to Nashville. No.
Yeah.
No. I'm I would say in the second draft of my story, I would have to say that I'm about 1/4 in. 1/4 in the second draft. And once I get through all the second draft, then I'll go and really finalize it. And then, yeah.
He's an author, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. That's
Do you
right.
have do you have a
Looking
pen
at him.
name?
A pen name?
Yeah.
Jickle McBalls.
Jickle, not jiggle. Jickel McBalls. I hate you. How do you spell balls? Baughls. Jickle McBalls. No one's ever gonna read your story.
I should do that.
Jickle McBalls. I'm never gonna forget about that. I'm gonna think about that all day.
Jickle McBalls.
I hate that.
That's an author, dude. That's gonna be my author's name, and people are gonna see that book.
I hope it blows up. So like they have to interview you on like Good Morning America. We're here with author Jickle McBalls. You're like, yes, it's me. Now McBalls, is that a family name? Yes.
Yes, it is. It is a family name passed down generation to generation.
You might have to change your handle on all social media to Jickle McBalls.
Jickle McBalls.
I'm so angry.
Oh no, I don't have a pen name. I haven't thought
Okay.
that. I haven't thought that through. Obviously,
Well, maybe we get a couple more options instead of the first one that pops into your head. Okay.
no, that's it. That's how I run my life, bro. It's all instinct.
All instinct, baby.
It's all instinct. Go with my gut.
Yeah.
My gut tells me Chick will make balls. It's the new hit author, man.
It's bad.
Ugh.
I hope you sell none.
I'm gonna sell so much. Just
I
the
know.
name alone.
I know.
Have you heard of this new story from Jekyll McBalls?
It's bad.
It's the new Stephen King, bro. It's the new Stephen King.
Yeah, big difference between Steven and Jickle.
I love how Jekyll is the name that you're hung up on, and
Well,
not
because-
McBalls.
Well, make balls, whatever, but Jickle isn't even a word.
It is. Okay, but it's like that Bart Simpson thing where he's just like, when he calls Mo, and he's like, "Hey, is I don't know, jiggle me balls there?"
Oh, like the
Yeah.
Mike Hunt and
Mike Hunt, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, well, best of luck to you.
See, we're gonna end on a positive note. We did.
Great.
All right, everyone, like and follow and subscribe, all that stuff.
Goodbye.
Bye.